game, set and match Chelsea if they didn't win this one. You could see it in their eyes. Scoring against Arsenal, while still a cause for celebration, isn't the massive achievement it once was. Arsenal beat Newcastle only last month, but since then, Souness has spent £10 million trying to shore up a leaky defence. The Toon have won 2 of the last 3, with Shearer, back from injury, picking up where he left off. At Highbury for us, Guy Mowbray.
"13 points behind Chelsea and now behind Manchester United for the first time this season. It's as near as they've known to a crisis at Highbury for some time. And if Arsenal's title hopes haven't already disappeared, they surely will with another slip-up as at Bolton last weekend. A defeat that's prompted 4 changes to the Gunners' lineup, with Lauren, Matthew Flamini, Dennis Bergkamp and Jose Antonio Reyes all back to start, the latter replacing Freddie Ljungberg, who has a hamstring injury. Newcastle, still unbeaten in 2005, have quickly lost one of their January acquisitions to injury. Celestine Babayaro's out with a groin problem, so Birmingham transfer target Olivier Bernard is recalled for what could well be his last game for the club. And one other key change sees Laurent Robert replace Craig Bellamy, with the official reason given being a knock picked up in training. Teams with similar, seemingly impossible tasks ahead of them if they're to achieve their aims for the season. Arsenal have 13 points to make up on the Premiership leaders if they're to try and retain their title. Newcastle are 15 points off the Champions League place, but at the start of the season was the minimum requirement. There's Reyes, and Bergkamp to Henry, who brings in Ashley Cole. Right start by Arsenal. Here's Pires, almost in. Somehow Shea Given kept it out right on the goal line. Talk about coming out of the traps. Henry fed Cole. Cole's ball over was met by Robert Pires, and Flamini in there scrapping was only denied by a Given-Bramble combination. Bergkamp, great run by Bergkamp, and an equally good finish. Newcastle United undone. Lovely piece of play by Flamini. In it came to Bergkamp, who timed everything to perfection. It's his first goal since the end of August, and it gives Arsenal the lead. Boomsong, straight to Cole, over the top for Reyes. Now Henry, support arriving here from Robert Pires, but Henry goes for goal. It's a great effort, met by an equally good stop from Shea Given. Bergkamp had trotted back onside, Reyes timed everything well, and then Henry, well, in the blink of an eye, got a shot in. Genus, Amiobi in a race with Campbell, which he'll win. Here's Booyah, got it all wrong. Ashley Cole. Well, we know he's quick. Answer the ball, just took it too far away from him there, though. Bowyer. Toure. Forceful run. Taken over now by Pires. Terrific strike. And a rueful expression and thoughts of what might have been. Kolo Toure takes first credit. Pires took charge and nearly tested Shea Given. It's a great effort. It's top corner bound at that point and just swings away. Bramble. Lauren. Dyer in on Bergkamp. Bowyer then in, and that is a foul. A card for Lee Bowyer is inevitable here. through the back of the Arsenal captain. He may have got some of the ball, but it clearly is a tackle from behind. Well, the name's being written down on the yellow card, and that's the colour that's shown to Lee Bowyer. Arsene Wenger and Graham Souness have a difference of opinion. Reyes waiting for the run of Bergkamp. There's an option in Henry as well. Well cut out by Bramble. Bowyer. Last chance for Newcastle to spring an attack in this first half. That chance may have gone. Jose Antonio Reyes with the foul, and Alan Shearer wants a little more than the free kick that Newcastle have got. I think he wants it evening up a little in terms of yellow cards issued here. Steve Dunn has heard the Newcastle captain and decided to get the book out of his pocket. You can see the expression on the Arsenal's players' faces, particularly Cole. He feels Shearer has talked the referee into that. Yellow card Reyes. That one's down to the former England captain. Hughes. Ball presented to him by Sol Campbell. Bowyer. Dogged defending, excellent tackle by Cole. It allows Vieira to spring on forward. Vieira to Henry. Henry! Off the post! And back in Shay Given's grateful gloves. You would always bet on Henry scoring in that position. Super save. Bowyer. Blocked by Cole. Here's Reyes. Vieira. And again Reyes. And Boomsong is struggling. Comes across to make it difficult. Reyes to Henry and Pires. Oh, what a stop. What a stop by Given. Well, Boomsong you can see limping across. Can't get there quick enough to stop Reyes finding first Henry. Sprawling stop by Shay Given. Pires thought he'd scored. Bramble. Toure struggling. Amiobi. Shearer goes in. Vieira. Cole to Bergkamp. Vieira. Through for Henry. No flag this time. Henry met by Shay Given and down he goes. Well, Steve Dunn points only for a goal kick. My first reaction is to agree with the referee entirely. Let's have a look here. Henry with a touch. He got there first. How much did Given get of the ball? It wasn't exactly a strong appeal. Reyes. Henry lost control, would you believe? Still might fashion a chance. Ashley Cole misses. Point blank range. In the first instance, what was he doing in there, Ashley Cole? He'd made up an awful lot of ground, found by Henry, but couldn't find the finish. In by Reyes. Toure was attacking it. Newcastle have done the job. Dyer, upended. Patrick Vieira, and that is one too many. Steve Dunn this time reaches for his book, and it's a yellow card for Arsenal's captain. Pires. Bergkamp. Great strong challenge by Bramble. Not away though, it's Pires. Arsenal waiting the moment to pick through the Newcastle defence. Maybe Pires can. He's found Henry! Oh, Shay Given has been inspired today. That's the best yet. Henry is thinking now, what does he have to do to beat the Irishman? In sensational form for Newcastle. Shearer Held off Toure to help it on. Here's Bowyer. Lee Bowyer. Good block, Manuel Almunia. Doesn't matter what you stop the ball with, as long as you prevent the goal. Souness has found plenty to upset him during the second half. That was the latest incident. Toure coming down with his arm in on hard on Alan Shearer's back. Souness saw it, even if referee Steve Dunn didn't. Hughes. Shearer watches, then heads. Doesn't get the direction though. And that will be that. With Alan Shearer's header wide, Newcastle's hopes of getting a point away to Arsenal have disappeared.
I feel we can be top of when you play that kind of football every week, but at the moment Chelsea's top. That means that they have been more consistent, but we want to challenge them, and we take that as a real challenge to try to come back. But let's first focus on the quality of our game, and that's the most important.
A word about Dennis Bergkamp. If this is to be his last year at Arsenal, his 10th year, I think you and a lot of other people will miss him.
Well, yeah, like you said, I think in the last 4 games, you know, Dennis didn't play, and I never looked like I can score a goal. And today I played, and I looked like I could score a goal. That's the difference when Dennis plays, you know. Craig
Bellamy not in the lineup. What's the story with him? We've heard conflicting reports of injuries, and he says he's not injured.
Well, on Friday in training, he's walked off the training ground saying he felt his hamstring. Then yesterday he's fine to train. He is not happy being asked to play in a position he feels is not his best position. And I'm only interested in players who want to give 100% for the cause. We're trying to build a team spirit there at this club, and all this has not helped.
I've been told that to do a job for the team, play in a certain position and do a job for the team, and that's what I've tried to do. I've tried to do it to the best I can, even though I don't feel I'm offering as much, but I've tried to do as well as I can. I feel for the midfield boys who have to sweep up for me, because I'm obviously so attack-minded. You know, obviously I got left out today, and there's been 1 or 2 reports, which I am fully fit, and you know, I will play anywhere, and I've proved it. I've played 20-odd games out, you know, out of position this year, and you know, I will do it because I want to play for Newcastle.
I can tell I'm very unhappy about the situation with Craig Bellamy. I feel he's let me down, he's let the players in the dressing room down, and maybe most importantly of all, he's let the supporters down.
Gordon, you've managed Craig Bellamy at Coventry. What would you say to all that?
Well, the conflicting reports, he didn't want to play, then he's saying he can play, and he won't play. I'm not really sure. I'd like to really get the information on. If he's decided he doesn't want to play in that position, he's wrong. And I'll defend him because I worked with him, and he was great to work with. And he's a good footballer, but when a manager asks you to play, especially in a different system, it's different being left at the day with 2 strikers. Yeah. There's 1 striker, and it was done for a purpose today. And it's in your contract. You have to play to the best of your ability, whatever you picked. Yeah. Simple as that. So I can't defend him. I'd like to, because I got on well with him coaching at Coventry, but I can't defend him on this if he's decided not to play.
Graham, have you ever been in that position? I suppose you're left back and nobody else wants to play left back. If somebody says to you, play striker, you'll go, oh, fine, I'll give that a back.
Yeah. No, but when I moved from Chelsea to Blackburn, I had a word with Kenny Dalglish saying, you know, where do you see me playing? He said, I want you as a left back, but then if I play you out of position, it's my responsibility. And ultimately, what you're doing, you're playing for the team. If you're being asked to play in a position that isn't your favourite position, you do it. You do it as long as it's necessary, as long as it's benefiting you and your team. If it's then harming your career, then maybe you've got a chance to go and see the manager. But you do it in such a way that it's kept between you and it's done respectfully. He's, unfortunately, I think he's, you know, as Graham Souness says, he's disrespected his teammates, if that's the case.
Paul, from a referee's point of view, I don't know how to put it, but he's quite a fiery character, loved by some, not loved by others, Craig, but let's put it like that. But as a referee, what's he like to referee? Is it somebody you enjoy booking? Should I phrase the question like that?
Well, I can assure you I don't think I've booked him, but he is a difficult customer, and you've got to be very proactive in trying to keep him out of trouble as best you can.
Right, but that's an odd thing to say, isn't it? Because surely you should start each game with a blank sheet of paper. You're taking into account his past form. Is that what referees tend to do?
Well, I think you've got to be aware of players and you know, the antics that they do get up to, but it's not prejudging them.
Right.
It's just being aware of the volatility of the character.
Okay.
And you know, you just try and keep him out of trouble.
Oh, stop using words like that this time of the night. We keep it simple here, don't we?
Right, let's get back to the actual game. Here's Gordon's view of it.
Graham Souness decided to go with a 4-5-1 formation today. Try to close down the midfield, no space, especially Vieira, making sure they're close to him, not allowing him to pass the ball forward. Again, close to Vieira, letting the centre halves pass the ball forward. Far better, making the centre halves pass the ball than Vieira. Here we go again, Vieira's got space, closed down, back to the centre halves. Let the centre halves try and play forward. Looking at Vieira again, closing him down again. So he was a bit of a spectator in the first half. It was okay defending for Newcastle that way. Got problems going forward. Shearer had to do this all day, run to the wing. The only real get-out ball they had today was Amiobi. I don't know if Graham planned it, but it worked out that way. Ball to the back post, Amiobi, taller lad, and Cole struggling to the back post with Amiobi. That was their only real get-out in the first half today. But good closing. Two changes in the second half. Newcastle go to 4-4-2 to try and win the game, leaving more space for Arsenal to play in midfield. If it's not there, Vieira made it. He took the game by the scruff of the neck. He drove past people. If you gave him time in the ball, he drove it into good players. More space in the ball. If you give him time in the ball, he's putting great balls like this through. Just offside, unlucky. He's now receiving the ball in tight areas. He wants it. Instead of going back like the first half, he's beating people and sweeping great balls out to the wing. Absolutely first class. Now taking it again, tight angles. Putting the ball forward to his mate Bergkamp and driving forward. Because there's only two in midfield and Bergkamp drops it into the hole, it gives him a big problem. He gets it, finds his mate Vieira, and away they go. Again, Bergkamp drops back in the hole, nobody comes and picks him up. Big problem. Vieira's on the run, running quickly, long strides, absolutely fantastic. Everybody trusts Bergkamp with the ball when he gets it. Here he goes again. He's dropped up in his favourite position, more space. They know they've got to get a ball delivered. As soon as Bergkamp gets it, they go. Brilliant performance and a brilliant finish in the first half to win the game. Deserved that. Great performance by Bergkamp, especially Vieira.
So let's forget about Bellamy now, Graham. Let's talk about Shay Given, because it could have been a cricket score, couldn't it, if it wasn't his performance today?
Quite frankly, his performance was one of the best goalkeeping performances I've seen this season. This is a one-on-one with Henry, who would normally score. That is a fantastic save. Some people would say he rode his luck there, but when you see it from behind the goal, it's an absolutely fantastic save. The second one, great movement of his feet across the goal. He's done brilliantly to move across the goal. And then this is the best of the bunch, really. Again, it's an incredible reflex save. He's took it so early, Henry, and to get a strong hand on that and deflect it for a corner is a absolutely world-class piece of goalkeeping.
It was a lovely moment while we were in the edit suite earlier when your phone went and it was Steve on the phone going, how do I do? Was all right. and he was all right, wasn't he? Things were building up fantastic. I thought it was going to be a big punch-up or something just before half-time, and then it all calmed down, didn't it?
Yeah, it got a little bit fractious just before half-time, but, you know, he's an experienced referee. Didn't overreact and just, you know, gave the decisions as he's seen them. He had 5 cautions in the game, but I don't think any of the players can have any complaints about any of them.
Yeah. Sitting next to you, it was interesting seeing it through your eyes, because you were looking at pressure building. One foul led to another foul. That you could feel the temperature rising, couldn't you? And how do you deal with that? Just get some people in the book pretty quickly?
Not necessarily get them in the book quickly, but you feel the temperature of the game rising, and so you go with it. The importance of it is that when the game does just ease off a little bit, you ease off with it, because if you stay at that temperature, you're overreacting to things that are going on. So you've got to come back out and take a step backwards and let the players, as it did in the second half, it just flowed.
Okay.
He could have left Arsenal for nothing at the end of the season. Real Madrid and Barcelona among a host of clubs who wanted to sign Lauren, but the defender and his agent finally reached agreement with Arsenal over a new 2-year contract. So did he ever consider leaving the club?
Obviously, yes, but my first thought and my first feeling it was to stay here at Arsenal, because I feel good. I've been here for the last 5 years and I wanted to continue to be here. That's why my first choice was to stay at Arsenal, because I know the club, I know the people around, and we are settled here. But I'm a professional, and if I didn't reach this agreement, I would have left the club.
But teammate Edu has failed to agree a new deal and wants to leave Arsenal immediately for Spain.
He's one of my closest friends in the dressing room. For me, it's not going to be an easy thing. If it was me, I would have kept him here instead of selling him, but I don't know the situation between the club and Edu, and I think the tempo in Spain is better for him. The way he's playing in Spain, he's got more time with the ball, more space. I think he's going to be playing very well there.
He'd be even more suited to Spain than England.
Yeah, I think so.
And Lauren should know, having played in Spain for 4 years before joining Arsenal. Fraser Robertson, Sky Sports.
Well, Valencia want to sign Edu, but Claudio Ranieri wants to wait until the summer when he'll be able to sign the midfielder on a free transfer.
I know Edu is free at the end of the season, and I'd like to take him at the end of the season. He's free. He's a good player, he's champion.
Edu's on-off move to Valencia. The Brazilian midfielder has told the Spanish press that Arsenal are asking too much money and they risk losing him for nothing in the summer. Talks are still ongoing between the two clubs, but sources close to the negotiations have told us that it's more than likely that Edu will remain an Arsenal player until his contract runs out in the summer.
Well, it's 3 days before the ending of the window. It does look like those positions at the moment are very radical, and nobody wants to move any further. But of course, Valencia can do a little bit of an effort, although they haven't got much money. And I've got the impression that although the Edu situation has almost become like a personal one for Arsene Wenger, in the sense that he obviously brought Edu from Brazil and he sort of educated him in English football. I think everybody will make an, sort of it'll be agreement on Monday. That's my impression, and that's the impression that some people have at Valencia too.
Edu is missing from the Arsenal squad to play Wolves at Highbury. Thierry Henry and Patrick Vieira will both start the game, as will goalkeeper Jens Lehmann. The match sees Wenger come up against his protégé at Monaco, Glenn Hoddle.
They are doing well, and they have Premiership players in their team, so it is a dangerous side. But we want to do well in the FA Cup because we have just had a good game against Newcastle, and we feel that we are on the way, on a good way, and so it's very important for us that we could put a good performance in.
I hear that Glenn Hoddle was instrumental in you coming to Arsenal. It was he who recommended you to David Dean. Are you grateful for that recommendation?
Yes, of course, because I had him as I was his coach in Monaco, and I feel, of course, because I rate Glenn as not only a great player, because he has left great memories in Monaco, but as well I'm convinced that he will be a good manager.
I heard Sir Alex say that in midweek when Chelsea played United, it was the best two teams playing each other. Do you agree with that?
I've said a long time ago that I will not make any comment about him anymore, and that was the final decision.